This is the Pete and Sebastian Show with Pete Corielli and Sebastian Maniscalco.
Pete and Sebastian Show, we're back. Sebastian Maniscalco, it's on the other end, bro. We've done over 400 of these, and this is easily the worst I've ever felt starting one of these days. Not even a damn fucking riots. I just got in a huge fight with my wife. I mean, a huge fight. And then she's like, but you're going to go laugh with Sebastian, right? So that's where I'm at right now. She's right above me. She probably heard that. This is a train wreck of a day, bro. I mean, is your driveway on fire? What the fuck is going on? Do people want to get rid of the cops? This is just insane. I don't even know if I could do the show. It's the last one, by the way.
So now you just gave me a lot to work with there. So no, let me walk you through this though. Is there any way you could share the fight with your wife on the cast?
Yes. This is part of the show, but one sec. Jackie! Jack! She's all right. She's on the phone. I don't know if she can hear me. It's one of those. You ever in one of those fights where like, all right. Today's Sadie's birthday.
All right. Happy birthday.
Thank you. And Jackie's making this incredible party for her for the family, right?
Yeah.
And she's been going like crazy for the past 3 days. Plus, she's been nursing me, because I had the hip surgery. Hold on one sec. What? I want to know if Mom is still mad at me or not. Oh, all right, cool, thanks. She's saying she's not mad anymore, but dude, it got really bad, all right? So she's been nursing me. I'm back downstairs. I got the hip done. I don't even want to hog the show, but I'll tell you about that later, but it's fantastic. But, she's doing everything for me from coming down in the morning and quick grabbing my pee bowl and dumping that and cleaning it before Sadie comes down and sees it. I got to wear compression socks and she's got to put them on and take them off every night. I need to use her shoulder to sit down and get so and on that she's putting a party together, and then she didn't like my tone of voice and it just turned into this blowout fight. And then Sadie's 7 now, so she's coming in from the porch crying, going, "Don't fight on my birthday." It turned into like a fucking after-school special, bro. Holy shit. And then on top of that, the world is coming to an end, and I'm icing a hip now. Me and you have been talking since last cast about everything. You got your legs crossed over there like you just finished a martini, and you don't have a care in the world. You've been flipping out too, bro. Take the wheel here.
Okay, listen. Number one, the pee bowl that you're using now, is that the same pee bowl you had when you had the back problem? And if so, do you have a special place where you store that bowl, or is that coupled with the salad and cereal bowls?
No, it's a new pee bowl. The last one got thrown out. I don't even know if it was because of the pee or if it was time for it to go. But first, Jackie goes, "You can use this as a pee bowl." And it was like the size of a 16-ounce coffee cup. I go, what are you kidding me? I mean, that'll get me through the first, I peed like 8 times. So she got me a big cast iron skillet bowl. and then she had a great idea, though. She's like, take the little bowl, pee in the little bowl, and then do a transfer into the big bowl. So that's what I do. I keep the little bowl by me, and then I do a dump. And then the second night, she puts everything back down on the floor, and she puts down a towel below it. And I go, "Oh, a towel?" And she goes, "Well, you spilled a little on the transfer last night." And I'm like, she's not even mad at me that I spilled my own pee in the transfer. She's like just being such an unbelievable wife and mother. And then, today she's like, "We're going to need more beer. Is there any more beer?" And I'm like, "In the garage." Because I just watched the news. And she's like, "What?" And I'm like, "In the garage." And then she fucking, "Don't give me your Italian Goomba shit. I will never back down to your Italian Goomba." That's what she said to me. Then it turned into a whole thing, and then I had to come down here, and then, and then at one point she's like imitating me hobbling around. She's like, "Shut up with your crutch." So, but this is where it really started. It stemmed from this morning. Aside from all the birthday gifts we got Sadie, we got her a dog. We finally got the dog, right? Now,
Nice.
Meaning the dog was born, we paid for it. The lady showed us a video of her holding the dog, and she says, "Happy birthday, Sadie," and she holds up the dog, and she goes, "He needs a name now." And we were like so excited. So our thing was this morning, we show Sadie the video, and then we videotape her looking at the video. And she had already opened up all the gifts we got her. Dude, remember when we grew up? I got like one thing, right? For my birthday?
Oh, yeah. Why? There's multiple.
It's Christmas.
What is it?
It's a fucking Christmas too. So she opens up everything. Then we're going to do the dog thing. And Jackie's got the video going to videotape Sadie. And I go to hand her the phone to see her dog. And as I hit play, the woman goes, "Hi, Sadie, I'm a friend of your mom's." And then Jackie goes, "The volume's not loud enough. Pause it, pause it, pause it." So now I'm pausing it. And then Sadie's like, "What's going on?" So then I go to do it again. And when I hold it up in front of her, I go, "This is going to be one of the greatest moments of your life." Right? I go, "This is going to be one of the greatest moments of your life, man." And I go to give it to her, and Jackie goes, "You just gave it away." And I'm like, "I didn't give it away." She's like, "You did too." And then I'm like, "Fine." And then Sadie's like, "Don't fight. Come on, don't fight." Meanwhile, she's about to get a dog, and her parents are fighting. It was a fucking train wreck.
God, bro, there's so much going on right now over there. There's piss all over the room, right?
Yeah.
You got piss in 3 or 4 different places in your room. You can't transfer piss right. You got compression socks on. You're walking around. You show me a picture of you, and you got like, it's not even a crutch. It's a walker, bro. Right?
Now I'm on a cane. I'm already done with the walker though, but I was on a walker. Yes.
All right. So now you're transferred over to a cane. Kid's birthday's today. She don't know. She instead of celebrating her birthday, she's playing referee between her parents, and the country's on fire. I mean, no. Do you want to take the listeners through the hip deal? Where are you in pain? Where are you with pain medication? Are you able to put some weight on that foot? Give us a little recap of the hip replacement.
Well, I don't want to re-steer, but is that even where we start, bro? I mean, do you have security at the end of your driveway right now? I mean, there's so much going on now. So,
I mean, listen. Do you want to get into the rioting, the protesting, the whole thing? I thought we started off with a little hip, and then move into what's happening in the world. I think people are looking for a distraction right now in regards to wanting to laugh about your life and my life.
All right, you're right. So we'll get right into the hip. Right out of the gate, the hip feels unbelievable. I can't even tell you. I go in for the operation. I can take it from the beginning, but let me right now, by the way, thank you to everybody who's reached out and sent well wishes. I mean, so many of the listeners did. You guys are just nothing but class, and I can't thank you enough.
Yeah.
So I go in, I have the operation done. I got anesthesia for the first time in my life. I go into the operating room, not even at a hospital, right? It's at the doctor's office. He has a surgical room. My surgery is scheduled for 7:30. I get there at 6 a.m. Bro, I get there at 6 a.m. I pull in at 10 to 6 because they say be there at 6 a.m. And there's nobody in the parking lot, not a single car. And I'm going to Jackie, is this the right place? And she's like, well, you're the one who took the address. You said twice, this is where they said. Is this where? And now I'm banging the steering wheel. I'm like, damn it. I'm in the wrong spot. And she's like, oh my God, calm down. I get all hopped up and I'm like, I'm going to miss my operation. So I wait 5 minutes, then one car pulls in and I follow that lady in and it turns out she's the receptionist. I mean, that's how I figure when they say be there at 6, I figure that means they'd have been there since 5 at least, setting up.
Yeah.
So anyway, I get in, I sit down. One thing leads to another. I go in. The nurse brings me into the back room, changes me into the gown. The compression socks, everything else. I get put on the gurney. I get brought in. I meet the anesthesia guy, and he's like, "Hey, how you doing?" We talk for a second, and then he goes, "Okay." I go in. He goes, "Take 2 deep breaths off of this. Give me 2 deep breaths, Pete." And then he goes, "You're gonna have the best sleep in that." And that's all I remember. Have you had that before, anesthesia?
No.
I've never had it, and it's the most amazing thing in the world, bro. And then I just wake up. Next thing I know, I'm back in my room, and I'm in this recliner chair. I'm not even in a hospital bed. Dude, I got the ball of my hip cut off and a metal ball put on with a steel spike that goes right into your bone. And I'm sitting up, and I vaguely remember looking down, and the nurse is putting on my Adidas sneakers. And I knew where I was, and I'm like, oh, wow, I'm already dressed, I'm dressed. And then I wake up and I'm like, I feel sick, because the anesthesia makes some people sick.
Yeah.
And I'm so out of it. I'm just like, I'm going to throw up. And then they're like, no problem. The nurses were unbelievable. They got the bag. I threw up twice. And then my hip was aching like crazy. It was like, I was in quite a bit of pain. I go, it hurts. It really hurts. And she goes, okay, sweetie, they put some sort of painkiller that they inject into your leg at the last thing they do. And she's like, it gets activated when you move. So we need you to get up now, and we're going to have you just turn around in place one time, really slow. We'll help you. And she's helping me turn around, and I'm like, it hurts. And then I sit down, and I throw up one more time, and the lady's like, you're gonna fall asleep now. We'll see you in 20 minutes. You're gonna feel a lot better. Bro, 20 minutes later, I wake up. The lady's like, she gets me a buttered bagel. I munch the buttered bagel. The doctor comes in. He's like, everything went perfect. He's like, you handled the anesthesia great. The operation went great. And he goes, I'm not going to lie to you, it was bad, man. I had arthritis. I had an arthritic hip.
Wow.
And he's like, it was in bad shape. And he's like, your life is about to change. Right?
So yeah. let me pause here on this.
Yeah.
Full hip replacement this is? Partial
Full
what?
Hip.
Full hip.
It's called a full hip replacement, left side.
Okay, so when you lay down and they're going to do the surgery, are you on your side and they're drilling into the hip, or are you on your back and they're coming in? Like, where's the mark? Like, where's the incision?
The incision's on your ass cheek. You lay down, but then once the operation's going to start, they roll you over. I'll show you. I'll show you in the camera, right?
Yeah.
I'll show you the bandage. Is that too much? Is this a PG show?
Go ahead. Let's see the bandage.
It's time to take the ice thing off anyway. Hold on, let me show you. Yeah, so they come in on the side, and then they shave you, they put the iodine on you, and then they go from the side. Let's see if you could see. Ready?
Oh, yeah.
You see that?
Yep. Wow.
Yeah,
now,
so it's right there. And that's where they do all the work from in there. That bandage is waterproof. So then when you come out, the doctor says all that. Can you hear me?
Yeah.
I can barely hear you.
I can hear you.
Okay. So the doctor says all that, and then he leaves. And then basically, let me get it back up here. I go home, and they tell you right away, we want you to start walking. We want you to start moving. And I had so much painkiller in me, and then I was taking painkillers that the first day, the nurse comes, she meets you at your house an hour later. And she's like, oh my God, I have never seen literally no swelling before. She goes, you have no swelling, you have no bruising. It's unbelievable. Then she checks my heart and she says, I got the heart rate and the blood pressure of a teenager.
Jesus.
Right? And then, she comes back each day. But the first day I had to walk her just because I'm nervous with it. But then the physical therapist shows up the next day. And they go, he's going to come, evaluate you, and decide how much more he should come and whatnot. So he walks in, he sits down with me, and he goes, first thing he says, he goes, yeah, first of all, I'm not coming back. Because he took one look at me, and he's like, all these people that usually get hip, they're in their 80s, late 70s. I'm like the Michael Jordan of the fucking hip world guy. So I woke up the next day, still on painkillers, but just taking them as I'm supposed to, doing everything as I'm supposed to. I'm like, I don't need the walker. And I had the cane. And then the nurse comes again. She's like, what's your pain level? And she's like, again, I can't believe no swelling, very little swelling, but no bruising. I go, I have my pain level 0. And then she calls today. She's going to come in tomorrow, next week, but she calls today. And I go, Mary, I'm going to be honest with you. I have the cane only because I feel like I'm supposed to, but it's really a decoration. I go, I can walk. I'm down to the Tylenol. I'm on Tylenol on day 3, and I'm in no pain. And then she said, well, one thing I think you have such a high tolerance for pain because you were living with so much pain that not having that now, you have a high tolerance for pain. So she goes, maybe what you're feeling would be discomfort for someone else, but you're not feeling anything. She goes, but you do have, it's amazing how well you've healed, how well it's gone. So it's unbelievable, bro. It's like yesterday when you called, I grabbed the phone and I walked out to my porch to talk to you. I was like, holy shit, dude. I forgot that I had just got my hip replaced. I just walked out like, dude, what's up? The fucking riots are nuts. What are you doing? Yeah. So I can't thank the doctor enough and everybody involved. And Jackie's been the best nurse. So yeah, I mean, I'm knock on wood. It's unbelievable, bro. Unbelievable change. Game changer. I'm going to be more physical on stage than you, bro. Dane Cook, watch out, baby. I'm going to be a fucking mime up there. Moving all over. Yeah, but I feel great.
You're like the bionic man, bro.
I feel great. And I like when people check my blood pressure because everybody who does it, then the physical therapist said to check it, the doctor checks it. They all say their own version of wow. It's fucking great.
Oh no, they're calling medical journals. This guy's unbelievable.
I swear to God, dude, I am the luckiest guy alive to have had this go so well, to have the people taking care of me that did. So yeah, and I thought I'd be holed up for a good solid 2 weeks, but nope, I'm up and running 2 days later, just in time to watch the fucking world come to an end.
I don't know, man.
God.
I don't know what's going on in the world. It's definitely changing. And I was talking to you yesterday saying, could you imagine people from other countries that want to come here, right?
I got to stand for a minute. I'm still listening.
Oh, Jesus Christ, bro. Jesus Christ. It's like I'm talking to my grandfather from Sicily.
Oh, shit. Hold on a second.
Holy shit. Oh. Get the guy some pain medication. He's passing away.
I'm getting a little nervous about circulation right here. Hold on.
All right. Move around.
All right.
Move around.
All right, here we go.
Hey, if you have to take the cane, by the way, what you're witnessing here on the Pete and Sebastian show is pure dedication to the show. The man just had his hip removed 48 hours ago, and he's doing the cast, and he looks like he's gonna pass out.
I know. I think I have clotting, bro.
Okay,
I'm a little worried.
You want to end this?
Let me just walk for a second.
Yeah, walk around.
This is the Pete and Sebastian Show.
Pete and Sebastian Show. My name is Sebastian Maniscalco, and I'm angry.
Wow. Oh, boy. Man, not you, guy. Not you. Come on.
Oh, shit.
From what you just...
What's going...
From what? From what we talked about before, or just in general?
I'm coming in hot, bro. Coming in hot. One of these days,
Tell Take it easy. Come on. We're doing video now, folks.
I'm doing video.
All right. Showing emotion. I'm seeing a lot of emotion on the other end.
Came out, and there's a 4.5-foot snake on the driveway yesterday.
Oh, my God. I'd move.
You say no garden snake, right?
Yeah.
And I don't. And I said this to you before on another show. I know I have. I don't care. People go, "Oh, it's a garden snake." I don't care what word you put before snake. I hear snake.
Oh.
I hear. Oh God. You know what? I see a snake or I hear a snake. I just think it's going to clamp on my arm and then wrap its body around my neck and choke me out like I'm in the UFC, right?
Right. Absolutely, man. Oh, God. Even if it just ran across my bare flip-flop. Because even when you see one, you get it out of there. You know it's got a wife, a husband, kids. There's a whole crew in your fucking garden. Got snakes and nest. They're gross. So gross, dude. What kind of snake was this? Did you do a Google on it?
Okay, so I got a guy working on the house. He comes out, and his name is Chris. Chris listens to the show. He comes out, and he's like, it's a gopher snake. He told my wife it's a gopher snake. And I don't even know what the hell a gopher snake is, but the balls of a snake. Listen, snakes normally slither around, and you don't know they're there. They're hiding in a bush or something. They're in the brush. This guy came out to the middle of my driveway to take some sun in, right?
Yeah.
And I'm thinking, the fucking confidence on this snake to come out of his hiding hole and just think he could lay on the driveway for a few hours.
Hey, he knows he's in California. If I lay out here long enough, they'll come out with food.
But he's telling my wife, he goes, "Oh, they're more scared of us than we are them." It's one of these things where people are describing an animal or a rodent or what have you, and they're saying, "Oh no, these aren't the ones that you got to worry about." And all of a sudden, the thing comes out with venom. That's what I'm waiting for.
Yeah, right. You never know, dude. No one ever knows. How could you possibly know that snake is more afraid of me than I am of it? And if it's more afraid of me, wouldn't it get the fuck off my driveway? Right? I mean, all I know is when I'm afraid of somebody, I don't lay out tanning on their driveway, right? I'm scared of Gotti. I'm not going to go to Staten Island when Gotti was alive and lay out on his fucking driveway. I'm with you. It makes no sense. You don't know. You don't know. By the way, I never even heard of a gopher snake. Never even heard of that shit.
Gopher snake, in my research, is actually good for the property. They're not venomous, and they get rid of rodents. So if you got mice or you got what have you on your property, this thing's going to take care of it. The problem I got is I don't like the snake security. I mean, it's like if your security guard that you had guarding your house could possibly attack you, right?
Well, I mean, it's like at the end of the day, if a gopher snake, I wish we had DJ Hank with us here. If a gopher snake, as angry as could be, trapped and cornered as much as it could be, and it's you and you have nothing on you, you're in flip-flops and a bathing suit, you're not even wearing a shirt. Does a 4.5-foot gopher snake realistically have any chance, other than the fact that you'd be so grossed out by the situation?
Well, again, you don't know the temperament of this thing. If it's, even if it doesn't attack humans, maybe there's one that, you don't know what's in the fucking DNA on this thing. Maybe it's a gopher snake, but a viper gave birth to it. I don't know.
You don't know, right?
So of course, this thing, one second, this thing, I don't know how to catch a snake. So we just call a snake guy to come in today, and we get a guy. It's I think it was $150 for the visit. But then if they find the snake, depending on the size of it, it's anywhere between $25 and $100 extra on top of the $150 visit, right?
Right.
And you know me about this a la carte shit.
It's like lobster prices. Just give you what?
Just give me one price. Come out, charge me $200. If you find a python that's 18 feet long, it's in the price.
Right? Or is he sitting there pulling it out with every foot going, oh yeah, oh yeah, oh yeah. Like he just fucking pulled the slot machine. It's still dinging. Oh shit. And does he, and he takes, by the way, when you say a snake guy, do you call like animal control and they bring in a snake specialist, or do you find a snake guy?
A snake guy.
How do you get that? What do you call? What do you look up? What do you Google?
I asked a guy that knows this shit, and he goes, yeah, we'll call a snake guy in. Right? Now, what they'll do is they'll come in, they'll look for the snake, and they'll throw some like powder around the house along the perimeter.
Yeah.
That if the snake smells it, it goes the other way. It's almost like an invisible deterrent, right?
Wow. And they drop that stuff like, and they don't come back another day. Like then they sit back and wait and see.
Yeah, they just like this is their service. They come, they look. If they don't find it, they put down some like powder, and then they take off. And then if you want them to come back, it's another $150. Right?
Oh, okay.
Okay, so they right before this cast, the guy that's working on the house sees the snake again. It's on the sidewalk now. The fucking balls on this thing, right? Now it went from the driveway to the sidewalk in my house.
Whoa. When did you see it on the driveways? Today also?
Yesterday.
Oh, yesterday. So there was a point where by the end of the night you had to take eyes off the snake. Because once I see a snake on my property, I mean, somebody keeps an eye on that motherfucker till we get it out of the property, right? So what did it do? Scurry back into the bushes and then you went to bed last night?
Yeah, it kind of laid on the grass next to the fence. And we're like, all right, if it's good for the property and it's not venomous, we're in no danger. So about 3:30 today, the guy's working on the house, Chris, again, sees it, and it's laying on the sidewalk. Now, I got a gardener there. The gardener's got a snake catcher. By the way, gardeners, the guys I got, and gardeners in general are Mexican guys, right? I think we could all agree on that. I think Mexicans pretty much have gardening down to a science.
In California, they are craftsmen. Absolutely. Yeah. With the gardening, landscaping.
But the beauty of Mexican people, and I've seen this a lot, also with Italian men, Greek men, they know a lot about everything.
Yeah.
So the gardener not only cuts the grass and trims the bushes, and it's ironically enough that earlier in the day I was talking to the gardener. I said, "You see a lot of snakes on your property?" He goes, "Yeah, I saw a rattlesnake last week."
Oh my God!
He goes, "I was going into the bush and I heard the rattle, and then I go, what'd you do?" He goes, "I got a little contraption that I snagged the head with this contraption, and then I put it in a bucket or a bag." And then they take it to, they dump it to somewhere else.
Yeah. That's what a snake guy does. He's got the big fork. He pins the head, grabs the tail. That's like, who does that shit, bro? That's insanity. Even if you had that fork, you're not fucking doing any of that, right?
That's what I'm saying. So the gardener was still there, and the snake guy was on the way.
Right.
So I told the guy, I go, "You got that snake pole?" He goes, "Wow, you got a snake? You got a snake?" I said, "Yeah." And he comes over.
But doing marshmallows on the fire. Yeah, you got a fucking snake, eh?
This guy gets out like a 7-foot pole with this like thing on the end of it, and he's got like a rake. And the snake's in the bush, he can't really get it, right? Yeah. He can't really get to where it's at. But like no fear about it either, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like I'm looking I'm inside the house looking out the window.
But he does have a 7-foot pole, and it tries to grab the snake and pull it out.
Yeah,
All
but
right.
he can't get it.
All right.
In the meantime, the snake guys pull up. Now, they come in, and one of them's got a limp. I feel like snake guys have gotten like bitten by snakes before.
Oh yeah.
And maybe wrapped up. So this guy's got a limp, and right away I'm thinking, did this guy get caught by a snake once and it cracked his leg, and now he's walking around with a limp? Or did this guy, was he born with that? Like right away, I'm doing a full analysis on these two.
Absolutely. You're a snake guy. You come limping up, could be a venomous bite, could be a softball game, It's a mystery. I'm with you.
I swear to God, it took about, and I'm going to send you the video. I should tell Lana to send it to you. Took about 30 seconds for this guy to locate the snake, get the fucking head, and they had a hefty bag they put it in. And it was in and out of there. It literally, like, they extracted this thing like they knew exactly where it was behind the bush. And then the guy's at the hefty bag, and he threw it over his shoulder. Now, the snake's in the bag.
It's gross.
I'm thinking, this guy's got it over his shoulder. Who's to say this snake's not going to come out of the bag and bite his back?
You're putting a lot of trust in Hefty. A lot of trust. I'm right there with you. Even if it doesn't break through, you'll feel it rubbing against you through the bag. That is like... I saw that shit, by the way, once on one of them Bear Grylls episodes. He caught a snake, and he wanted to eat it for dinner, but it was early in the day, and he had a lot of hiking to do. So he tied it up in a burlap bag, and he keeps it alive, so it's fresh. And then when you want to eat it, you take it by the tail, and you spin it around like a whip, and you bang the head against a rock. Holy shit. So there's a good chance the snake guy could eat that thing, man. People love snake, man.
I never even knew it was a possibility. I mean, I didn't know it was like a delicacy. But this guy's got a snake draped over his back. And you're right. What an ad. This thing could have been an ad for Hefty. Are you... Buy a Hefty bag. It could contain a snake bite. I mean...
Right?
So they throw it in their back of the pickup truck, and then they leave. And they put the powder around the house. So I got powder now. But
the powder will drive them away from the house, right?
Yeah. It's like a barrier.
And do they do like the other services where they tell you where they're going to take the snake or not? They're just like, all you got to know is it's in the bag and it's out of here.
It's out of there. It's in the bag. But I did have a question. I didn't ask him. I said to myself, if the snake is within the barrier, right? And he wants to get out of my property, and he starts going out, and he smells the barrier, he's going to come back in, right?
Yeah, that's a good point. Did you get all the snakes out of the circle before you laid the powder? Right?
Oh, man. So that's what I've been dealing with over the course of the last 48 hours. Just want to make sure we are up and running here in regards to the volume, because I know the volume was screwed up the last time we did this thing.
Sounds good. The one show we did a couple episodes ago, we said we'd be videotaping, and then they're wondering where it is. Well, we had a camera problem, so that one won't be up. That was when yours died.
Yeah.
And then we did another show a couple of days ago that
we might have to make some outtakes of that show. I felt like I was talking to a shell of a man.
Oh man.
So just to give you a little update on what Pete was dealing with 3 or 4 days ago when we did the cast, he had just come off the hip surgery. I think it was probably 2 days.
Yeah.
And he was sitting in the chair for a while, and we were about, I'd say, 36 minutes into the cast, and I noticed Pete, he started to stand up. He kind of looked gaunt, white. And I'm like, you all right, bro? And he's like, I'm concerned. Now, I've never really heard Pete say he was concerned really about anything, but the cane came out. He said he might have some clotting in the leg. And we abruptly had to end the cast as he went downstairs to lay down. So where are we? Not too many people know because we haven't had a cast since the hip surgery. Where are we with the recovery of this?
The recovery is going fantastic now. I'm done with the cane. The first day I had a walker. I feel great, folks. Like Sebastian said, I came at Sebastian really like 100 miles an hour when we did the last cast. I'm like, I feel great, but this and that. And I was talking all about the hips, so I don't know how much we're going to get back into it again. Maybe we can get some of those outtakes. But the funniest part about that was you had just started at this one point by going, and I think DJ Hank has the file. You go, where do you get this kind of dedication? 2 days after hip surgery, and he's doing the cast. And then you go, are you all right, man? Well, because they freak you out about clotting. Like right now, I'm wearing those. You ever see those really white, tight socks?
Oh, God, yeah.
Yeah. And I got to wear them for 2 weeks. And, so I try not to wear shorts but they make you feel like if you're not wearing these and if you're not doing foot pumps, you can have clotting. And I'm watching TV the other night with Jackie and I'm looking for clotting. And she's like, Dad, you don't see fucking clots. So when I was talking to you, I was in like a lawn chair in the basement 2 days after hip surgery. And all of a sudden I couldn't feel my leg. I meant to tell you, the first day, and I need your take on this now that your daughter's getting a little older, you can relate. First day, not that you can relate, but when I came home, you're still feeling good from the anesthesia, and you got painkillers in your body. So I'm all bandaged up, and Sadie was at our grandparents', and she was going to spend another night there. But she just came over for about an hour just to see Dad. And she comes in, and I'm like, hey, I'm feeling good, yeah. And I go, want to see it? And she's like, yeah, okay. Just the bandage. And when I go to pull it down, she goes, oh, no, not that, Dad. Like I was pulling down the wrong spot.
Oh,
Kid saw my penis. And she was the one who said, she's 7 years old now. And she's like, oh, no, not there, Dad. And I'm like, yeah, no, over here. And like we both just glazed over it. But now it's been a solid week. And it was
oh, man.
You reach a certain age, and I just want a doctor and Jackie are the only two people I ever want to see my penis ever again. You know what I mean? That's it.
Oh, my God.
So, but bandages off, scars healing great, dude. I'm like, I feel great. It's unbelievable. And just to sum it up, 2 days ago, like about 2 days after we casted, 2 days ago, I'm coming down the stairs and I got tears in my eyes, right? And I know we're quarantined, everyone's a mess anyway. And I'm starting to fill up. And Jackie goes, are you all right? You crying? And I go, I haven't been pain-free in 10 years. And it's just freaking me out. I was so happy that I was shedding it. Wow.
Overwhelmed with joy.
Overwhelmed with joy. Then I turned on the TV and fuck. Holy shit, dude.
Oh, you want to talk about TV and not really. Did I tell you about the fire a mile away from where I live?
No.
All right. So Lana's got one of these things on her cell phone that notifies you if there's something going on in the area, like a burglary, a fire, or what have you, right?
Right.
And this thing will drive you nuts. It's like, my wife, I don't know if your wife does this, but she'll be looking at the phone and she'll go, you know? And I go, what? What's wrong? And she goes, it has nothing to do with the reaction to what she's seeing is so over the top
Right.
that I'm thinking she's like a family member died. That's what I'm expecting her to say.
Yeah.
But it's like, oh, you can't park on the south side of the street on Melrose anymore.
I'm with you, man. I totally know. You got me all hopped up for that shit. I mean, come on.
Yeah. So she gets a notification. There's a fire a mile away. It's a brush fire. Now we live in the mountains. And I'm like, oh shit. So I go out in the backyard and I look in the direction where they're saying the fire is, and I see smoke billowing.
All right. That's a situation.
6:15 at night. The kids are just out of the shower or the bath. They got their pajamas on. I get the whole family in the car. I go get in the car. We're leaving. Right? No clothes, no nothing. Just get in the car. We're getting the hell out of here. So I'm going through my neighborhood on the way out, and I'm looking around. Nobody's out. Like,
right.
Nobody's moving. No cars are. There's literally nobody out on the street.
I'm a little perplexed why you're doing this.
Listen,
I am.
I see a friend of mine who happens to be a comedian who lives in the area, and he's walking with his kid and his wife. I rolled down the window, and I said, "There's a fire." Now, there's 3 helicopters. One of them's red. You know, one of those like rescue ones.
Right.
He goes, "Oh, is that what all that helicopters are for?" I go, "There's a fire." He goes, "Where are you going?" I said, "I'm evacuating." No, because listen,
Yeah.
I don't want to be that guy that's on his roof with a white towel trying to get the helicopter's attention because my house is on fire, right?
Yeah, but you also live in a neighborhood like it's the equivalent of like Paul Newman being on his roof because he didn't get out with the family back in the day. Like it's like it's a neighborhood. They're keeping an eye on it. I mean, I think someone would come to you and let you know if you had to get out. And where are you going anyway?
I was going to go to my sister's house.
All
or
right.
my mother's house.
All right.
Okay.
All right.
And number 2, I ain't relying, especially in this environment, anybody telling me that I'm in danger. I see danger. I react on my own 2 feet.
So you're already pretty much you're on your own territory. It's Armageddon as far as you're concerned.
I got the whole community burning to the ground within 38 minutes.
Well, I'll tell you, you know, there aren't going to be police. So as far as policing yourself and watching for danger yourself, you know, you're ahead of the game, man. You're going to have to start using your own instincts.
Yeah, this is it. I'm on my own right now. What am I going to do? Call the police to say that there's a fire, or the fire department there's a fire, and they're putting out fucking a gas station on Melrose and Fairfax.
Well, I mean, when you saw the red helicopter, did that make you go back home? You didn't go back down the hill, did you?
So I'm leaving, right? I'm leaving the community.
After you talked to your friend.
Yeah, I'm leaving. I'm gone.
All right.
So I'm pulling out. The guy that works the gate, he's like, "Goodbye," with a smile. "Goodbye." I go, "It's a fire about a mile away." He goes, "Yeah, it's about 30% contained." 30%? Where's the other 70? Right? He said 30. He said 30%, like he said, like it was 90.
Like he's leaning against the fire truck with the helmet on, right? Is this the security guard? Where is he getting his numbers, by the way? Is he reading the radio band? Holy shit.
Well, that's what I said. are you in communication with the fire department? He goes, yeah. And they said they got a 30% contain. I said, well, do they call you to then call us on an evacuation? He goes, yeah, but we didn't get any text or any phone call. Again, I don't trust that. How do I know that this guy went to the bathroom, left his cell phone there, and he missed a call from the fire department saying, get everybody in that community out of there. They're going to be engulfed in flames.
All right. Any good action movie I see, we're all walking around like yo-yos and like, your Will Smiths or your Brad Pitts or your Bruce Willises or your Denzels. They're the only ones out of all of us who go, wait a minute, honey. Something's not adding up here. Only 30% contained. And then he looks at the security guard and goes, did you go to the bathroom for a minute? Yeah, no, I was in the bathroom for a half hour. Oh, Jesus, give me your phone. Give me your phone, right? That's you, bro. You're ahead of it all.
Or I'm looking at the security guy going, did you set it?